welcome back to another video. Today we have something that might look a little more peculiar, and this is my LEGO vacuum engine. Well, rather it's probably the 6th iteration of this current model. Before we move on, I do want to give a shout out to KF Plus LEGO Mastery. It's kind of where I picked this idea up, and where I started making my own versions and iterations of vacuum engines made out of LEGO. So, before we get into anything too scientific or explain how it works, I'm just going to show you some key components here. So on the inside, well, there's these brackets here that help keep it together. On the inside, there's this piston, and off on this left side is this valve, the carburetor, the flywheel, and this drive axle, which connects both the crankshafts for the valve and the piston. So, quickly, let's do a little demonstration, and in post-editing, I will lower down the engine volume because it is quite loud. So it just runs off this vacuum here that I have, and I have this LEGO tire on here for a better seal. So here we go. We'll test the engine quickly. So that was a quick demonstration. As you might have been able to tell from that, even though the volume will be lowered down in post-editing, it is quite snappy and responsive. So now that we kind of got that demonstration down out of the way, we'll kind of explain how this works. So when the vacuum is connected, what happens is when this valve is in its upward stroke, what happens is the vacuum sucks all the air out of here, out of the chamber, which creates a low pressure area in here. And then the high pressure air on the outside of the engine compresses that and brings it down. And then when the valve's on its downstroke, the high pressure air rushes in, which forces the piston down, and then the valve opens up again, creates a low pressure area on the top half, and because this bottom half is open down here, that's where the high pressure air is coming from, which is pushing the piston up from the top, which is releasing all that low pressure air. So it kind of goes in this cycle of low pressure air, then high pressure air pushes it up. So really that's how it works. It's because of the different air pressures that get trapped within here. And the carburetor right here, what it does is it restricts the airflow. So that it's got an idler, kinda, and that's a little hole here. So that restricts the amount of low pressure air, which makes the engine run at lower RPMs. And also something which is kind of cheating, but I just thought I'd throw it on here, is I did add WD-40 on some of these key parts to help it run a little smoother. And what that is if you didn't know, it has a very low viscosity. So that's how thick it is. So it acts as lubrication. So when you put it on all these different friction points, especially right here on this crank, it really helps the engine run smoother. So there we go. That's kind of a simple explanation of how this vacuum engine works. Again, it's mainly the high and low pressure air and the viscosity of the WD-40, which allows it to glide smoothly. Because I can twist that, and it just glides. So there we go. That's about the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all later. Bye.